This is Trepacer, and welcome to my review. Welcome to Saturday review of The Big Short. This actually based on a true story and based on a book. This was directed and written by Adam McKay and stars, of course, Kristen Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt produced this as well. And basically, this is a story about four outsiders who take on basically the big banks because they kind of predict, they have the foresight to see that the housing bubble back in the 2000s was going to collapse. And so basically, this movie is about that story. And actually, you think a movie like this would be boring, maybe with the financial aspect, but it's not boring at all. To me, it's very interesting because they do take their time to explain to you how things work, how the banks work, and how they set things up to fail, and how they move the money around, and how they take stuff and make stuff that's bad and just basically repackages and spits it back right out there. And I really enjoyed this movie a lot. The movie's about 2 hours and 10 minutes, but it's never boring to me. And they even have some fun cameos in there to help you explain. And I like that every so often they kind of stop the action, and the characters actually talk to the screen, which I think they break the fourth wall and they actually talk, to the audience, which I think helps the story like this move along and help people understand it and make it not so boring. And my favorites in the movie were all the four lead actors, I guess, in this. Kristen Bale, I think, will probably, get nominated, for his part as well, because he plays Michael Burry, and I think he's a doctor who he has like a glass eye, and he's sort of eccentric, and he runs an investment firm, and he actually, I think he's like the first one that kind of predicts it, and he actually goes to the banks to actually take out, credit to bet against that. Basically, he takes out insurance because he predicts that the housing market is gonna collapse. And he actually bets against it. So of course the banks think that he's nuts. They think, well, these housing loans are the safest thing ever, and they're never going to collapse. And sure, we'll take your money. You keep paying us a premium, via insurance, and we'll keep taking your money. You keep giving it to us. We'll keep taking it. And people think he's crazy to be doing this because he's basically risking all these investors' money on something that they don't think will ever fail. Okay, but he has the foresight because he looked at the numbers, and he sees the reality of what's really happening. Okay, and he's the first to see it, and then Witchcott's character, Ryan Gosling's character, who's played Jared Bonner. He's kind of a sleazy guy who's basically out for himself. He notices this, and he decides to jump on the bandwagon, which kind of introduces you to Steve Carell's character of Mark Baum, who runs his own little investment company, and he basically comes to Steve Carell and tells him, listen, he basically explains what the deal is with the banks and about the housing and the credit ratings and stuff, and he said, listen, if you come in with me with this, we're going to make a ton of money off this. Okay, and of course, Steve Carell, I guess, is the most cynical person of this foursome. I guess he's real cynical, and he's always arguing. He's in therapy and stuff, and he has a lot of other issues on his mind, a lot of personal demons that he's also wrestling with at the same time. But he's very loud and aggressive. He's always questioning everything, and I love Steve Carell in this movie. I thought he was fantastic as well. And of course, Ryan Gosling, I think, is perfectly sleazy. Is his character, and he's the one that talks the most to the camera and breaks the fourth wall. And I thought he was excellent in his part. And then you have Brad Pitt, who kind of plays Ben Rickett. He's like a retired banker who's kind of going off the grid a little bit, and he's introduced into the story because you have these two young upstart guys who actually see this, people betting against the housing market and decide they want to get in it, but I think they're not qualified. I think they don't have enough. I think you're supposed to have a certain rating to get into this, to actually deal with the banks, and they don't have it, so they actually go to him, who's an ex-banker, to get him to help them get into it. Brad Pitt's character is a little off the grid, but he decides to help these guys because they know him, and they actually decide to help him and go along with this. And like I said, every so often they break the fourth wall and stop and explain to you how things work, so you don't get bored with it. You don't go, oh, you don't think they're using too many financial terms and stuff. They even have guest stars in this movie that actually break the fourth wall and explain things and break things down to you. And I thought this movie was excellent, and I definitely highly recommend it. And I do predict Oscar nominations for this. This I think should get nominated for Best Picture. I think because I think it is that good. And I also think Christian Bale will probably get nominated. Stephen Carell probably too. I don't think Ryan Gosling will. His part's kind of showy. I don't think he will. And Brad Pitt's part's kind of laid back. He's not outstanding in that way. It's not a showy role. And I think he won't get nominated for this. But I think Christian Bale will. And I think Steve Carell will. Because I think those two guys had the most impact to me in this movie, and I think they did a great job. Especially, I love Christian Bale in this movie. He's just, I know his character is a little off-centric and stuff, but he really gets to you. And then Steve Carell, he's a little loud and obnoxious, but he's a lot deeper than he seems on the surface. Okay, his character, which really made me like his character as well too. So I'm gonna give this movie. I really like The Big Short. I'm gonna give The Big Short and an 8.5, 0.8. No, I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. Okay, an 8 for me. Definitely one of the best movies I've seen this year. An 8 definitely. Again, don't worry about the financial talk. When they go back and forth with that, you'll understand perfectly what they say. It doesn't get too where you get too confused when they explain anything and breaking things down. I think they did a great job, with the comedy and the drama of mixing it all together and stuff. And the fact that this really happened in real life is really shocking and really, a crazy thing to happen. Anyway, let me know what you think of this my review. If you like this review, if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And again, if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. And this is Trepacer saying so long and take care.